What's up, guys and girls, friends, family, everybody who happens to be out there in the world listening to Carpo ramble on about some shit. Caution, illegal activity. Oh wait, legal activity. I guess I just wanted to make another hello video, just to say, what's up? I mean, I make too many videos about particular, I guess, subjects, or I may get into some, idea that I want to share, but some people take me far too seriously. They think that I'm like this deep thinker that's always like pondering, or else they might think that I've even had people think I'm angry about things, or, it's so funny because on some of my most relaxed videos, I have people say, hey, you seem upset, or something like that, or you seem mad. Kind of like, you mad, bro? I'm never mad. I don't get mad, and it's actually been kind of a concern of mine lately. My friend of mine, and my friend and I were talking the other night. He was talking about his anger issues and how he gets angry about certain things, and not that he's angry, but I guess he was saying what makes people angry about some things and not be able to deal with it. And I said, well, I don't know. I guess I've felt anger towards certain people, but I've learned to really deal with it and cope with it. It's all a matter of what you're exposed to. For example, like another one of my friends got called some name a while back, and I remember he was all upset about it, and I said, I get called worse than that all the time. I get called, I've been called a molester, a killer, a murderer, any type of horrible name you can throw at a person, and it comes to the point where it just doesn't faze you. It doesn't, it's not offensive anymore. There's nothing a person can say that's offensive unless it's something that really hurts you, and if it does, you ask yourself if it's true, and it's often not. Usually not. So anyway, it's all perspective and what you're willing to handle and how much you can handle. In other words, you do have thick skin. And some people are pretty damn rude, and they deserve to get called out, and then you'll get mistaken for being defensive when you're really just, you're defensive. But this question arose the other day with someone. I said, maybe I am defensive sometimes, but only when I feel like I have the right to defend myself. Because someone makes that claim, and then you say, hey, that's not true, and they say, oh, you're being defensive. It's something people use to disarm each other. They're saying, oh, don't get defensive, but it's a preloaded type of statement, I know you like to get defensive, but I think that, and like, no, you've already set yourself up. Give a person a chance to defend themselves without assuming that they're just all huffy and angry. So there's a lot of misunderstandings in the way that people perceive each other and intentions. Smoking some Cinex here that is just absolutely magnificent. So there's another perspective. The fact that in the old days having one bowl of really good weed was amazing, and these days I've got plenty of it, and it becomes something you're just used to, accustomed to having. Meanwhile, I still have friends who don't have as much. These are the things that are important to remember. If you ever want excess of anything, or if you've ever had excess of anything, you know that it gets boring and old quickly. A person may think, I wish I had 10 pounds of pot. Let's say if they're a person who just got into smoking pot and they've never had very much, I wish I had a pound of my own. And then you do, and it loses its novelty and means nothing. This happens with all substances, all purchases, all things, record collections. It's always something more, and especially with money itself. You never reach that dollar amount. In fact, the more money I've had in my life, the harder it is to spend, and the more I want to keep it and hang on to it because I have more. If you got 20 bucks, fuck it, blow it. If you got 20 grand, you want to keep it solid. Keep that money. So, I'm talking fast, I know. I'm trying to convey this message as quickly as possible, but I guess I'm not really in a hurry. That's just the way I talk. I've thought about that lately. Some people talk quieter, and slower, and I get frustrated with people who talk too slow. Somebody was showing me this guy, Rupert Spira, and he talks a lot like Eckhart Tolle. Both of them are just drawn out, they pause a lot and collect themselves, and I used to think, I want to be like that. I want to be able to be guru style, just convey my message slowly and eloquently, and then just pause. I thought, but a lot of these guys, I could condense like a whole hour of their speech into like 5 minutes. They'll repeat the ideas over and over and smile and nod, and that's cool for some people. But I like to convey, I guess my mind works faster than some people's, not in a better way. I mean that sometimes like my speech gets ahead of what I'm thinking, and I had this feeling that almost like the universe speaks through me sometimes, and I dare not say that ever, because it sounds like very egotistical, as if the Holy Spirit's speaking, but it's like when you auto-write. It's like auto-speaking, and sometimes when I get into a video, I'll go back and watch it and not even recall knowing any of those things, or even, things that I didn't even know I knew. So it's a revelation. My oldest son turns 21 this year, in November, and I turn 40, and so it's a big year for both of us. At this point, I'm 39, my wife is 39, my wife will be 39 in October. So there will be a point when I'm 39, my wife's 39, my son is 21, my other son is 3, and my other son is 6. Now, I'm not sure how old my mom will be at that time. I think my brother will be 36. My point was that all these are multiples of 3, which is funny because I actually was making a statement before I made this video, I was watching a video and I was on number 333. Every time I go and look at the, what time, the video is on, it's at 3:33, and this happens all the time. And I just say, well, it's communication. The universe communicates with me through numbers and through animals, and I've started to discover these things. And I guess I've always known, I've started to pay more attention. And 333 is a funny number because it's the Holy Trinity, if you will. 3 is the triangle of mind, body, and soul. And so there's 2 ways to look at it. When you see the number 3, it could either mean that you need to work on something, or maybe that you're being watched by your angels, or in other words, you don't know if it's you're doing the right thing or you need to do something, but it means I need to pay attention when I see numbers. So if I have an intention to go make a video, let's say, and then I see that number, I think it must be proper, it must be suitable at the right time. So anyway, everybody in the family is going to be in a multiple of 3, but mostly the 21 and the 40, since that's the over the hill, I guess it's 40. Isn't that over the hill? God, it comes so quick. My wife was talking about taking us to go down to Vegas for a week, and she's been talking about this for about a year, and I told her every time, I was like, I don't want to go to Vegas, but if my son wanted to go, that would be fine. He's turning 21. Well, I talked to him about it, and he said he didn't even want to go to Vegas. So I was like, cool, because I don't either. We decided to rent a house. Rather than spend a bunch of money and fly down to a shitty place and gamble, which I'm not even interested in gambling, we're going to rent a nice house, a large house, say 4,000 or 5,000 square feet, with hopefully a heated pool, hot tub, stuff like that. Spend $400 a day or something, and maybe more, and try to get people to chip in. But anyway, have a large house with all my bestest friends and bestest family, all hanging out, having a good time. Because to me, it was never about having big parties. I had a couple of huge parties in my time. I mean, when I had this farmhouse I lived in, we raged, and I remember I had a couple kegers there, and one time people were shooting off guns up at this abandoned house because we lived on a farm. And when people are shooting off guns at your house and riding on the hood of their cars down the street and stuff like that, doing keg stands, that's when you know it's a party. And I thought that's what I wanted to do, and I realized after the first couple parties I had, it's like, fuck, parties suck. I never want to have a party, I just want to go to parties. But even then, I never wanted to go to parties, because I'm not a party animal, I'm not that kind of guy. And I wanted to be, because I saw people seem like they were having fun, but I'm not a drinker, and that's why, and I'm not a gambler, and I'm not a partier, so a place like Vegas would not be really for me. And getting together with close family in a house, and just being there, I think is an awesome thing. So maybe we'll do that. I'm getting ready to, when I'm done with this video, I gotta start packing some stuff and get ready, because tomorrow's my last day to get ready, because Sunday I'm leaving on a trip to the Olympic National Forest up there, up towards Seattle, in Washington, in the United States. I always have to forget to tell people where I live. West coast of the United States of America. And right up there by Seattle is the Olympic National Rainforest, and it's like one of the last true rainforests. In fact, I think it's the most hardcore rainforest there is left in the U.S., if any. And it's big old growth trees, huge ones, moss hanging down, preserved, not logged. And I went there once, and we never went in all the way into the park. I drove in far enough to say that this place is so damn sacred I have to come back when I have more time. And so we rented a house on a place called Lake Cushman, and so we rented a house there for like 2 nights. Then we're going to camp for a night and check this place out and see what it's all about. This summer I've taken many awesome journeys, and I have, my wife is happy. They say happy wife, happy life. Really, it's happy life, happy wife is what it is. If you're having a good time and you're doing things, it's when everybody's happy. And for me, what's important is seeing my family happy, because it makes me happy, and they feel the same way about me. And so we want to make each other happy. So going out and doing stuff, getting out and just out of the house, even to go down to the park for a day. I know it's hard for families sometimes to do, because if you're anything like me, getting up, getting the kids ready, all dressed and everything, and in the car, in their car seats, and driving somewhere and packing a lunch and all that, it can become overwhelming. But I just remember those ladies that load up their kids on their back and go out and work in the fields and shit, hike like 8 miles to get water. Just having this opportunity to go out and actually have activities like this to do, for me, is great. And seeing the positive aspects of life, being able to actually enjoy things for what they are and not take life for granted. It's a wonderful thing. So, I bid you all adieu. I think before we go, show the old yard. The ladies. My little natural log setting and fire pit. Grapevines. And the garden I didn't take care of this year because I just didn't have the interest. It was just too hot and I was gone too much. But tobacco plants, cannabis, growing randomly. Anyway, Gino says goodbye. Right, Gino? Good boy. Say goodbye, Gino. Yeah. Scratch, scratch, scratch.